Welcome back, focused learners. Whether you literally just unboxed a brand new computer or you're just looking to optimize your current setup for maximum productivity and ergonomics, well, you are in the right place. Today, we're taking a complete start-to-finish journey through your desktop ecosystem. We'll start with the actual physical hardware, then we'll navigate the digital interface, and finally, we'll tackle some essential troubleshooting so you are never left in the dark. Okay, let's dive into this explainer and unlock your machine's full potential.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover setting up your desktop, connecting those tricky ports, keyboard and mouse basics, navigating your digital desktop, the proper shutdown process, and we'll wrap up by troubleshooting power issues. It's a full chronological journey from hardware to software and back again.
All right, Section 1, setting up your desktop, from box to desk.
Getting your physical workspace up and running really boils down to a few core steps. First things first, unbox everything and just give it a quick inspection for damage. Next, you want to position your tower, the brains of the operation, in a well-ventilated area. Good airflow is absolutely crucial here. It keeps the computer running efficiently and extends its lifespan. Then, hook up your monitor, keyboard, and mouse. And hey, for optimal ergonomics, make sure that monitor is sitting exactly at eye level, and your keyboard lets your wrists rest naturally without bending upward. But honestly, the most critical step is the last one. Connect your power cables to a surge protector. Seriously, do not skip this. It's an absolute lifesaver that safeguards your new equipment from random voltage spikes.
Moving right along to Section 2, connecting your ports, making the right connections.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is just how versatile modern connections have become. If you look at the back of your tower, I know it can look like an intimidating maze of plugs, but these ports are simply gateways. Look at the data and power category right there in the middle. In the past, you needed a different cable for absolutely everything. Today, a single USB-C or Thunderbolt cable can handle massive data transfers, output stunning 4K video, and deliver power, all at the exact same time. It is a total game changer. For displays, you'll generally use HDMI or DisplayPort. And for networking, if you can plug directly into Ethernet, it guarantees the absolute fastest connection for maximum productivity, completely bypassing those flaky Wi-Fi signals.
Okay, Section 3, keyboard and mouse basics, your input tools.
So with the machine wired up, mastering your keyboard is your first real step toward digital fluency. You've got Shift for uppercase letters, Enter is basically your universal go button to confirm commands, and Backspace is there to delete. The arrow keys, those give you precise cursor movement. But the Control and Alt keys, man, those are your productivity best friends. You combine them with other keys for massive time-saving shortcuts. You know, like Control+C to copy and Control+V to paste. Once you memorize those, you'll fly through your work.
Now for your mouse, there is a very clear division of labor. Think of the left button as your primary actor. You click it to select, you double-click to open, and you click and hold to drag items around. The right button, on the other hand, is your explorer. Clicking it opens up contextual menus for secondary options like copy or delete. Oh, and please don't forget the scroll wheel right there in the middle. It is a huge ergonomic relief. It lets you quickly navigate long web pages or documents without constantly dragging your cursor all the way to the edge of the screen.
Let's jump into Section 4, navigating the digital desktop, your virtual workspace.
And this brilliantly illustrates the big shift. We are now crossing over from physical hardware to your actual screen. You see, in the early days of computing, you literally had to memorize and type out complex manual commands just to open a single file. It was tedious. The GUI, or graphical user interface, completely changes the game. It gives you this visual playground filled with recognizable icons, folders, and a highly customizable taskbar, allowing you to intuitively interact with your machine.
Actually, let me give you a super actionable time-saving tip for managing that digital space right now. When you have, say, a dozen windows open and your screen is just hopelessly cluttered, simply press the Windows key plus D. Boom. It instantly minimizes everything. It gives you a perfectly clean slate, returning you directly to your desktop where you can easily access your default icons like the recycle bin or your taskbar. It's a massive productivity hack that cuts through the digital noise in an absolute instant.
Moving to Section 5, the proper shutdown process, securing your system.
So your work is done for the day. Why not just yank the power cord right out of the wall? Well, please don't do that, because a sudden power loss can cause catastrophic data corruption and even hardware damage. You need a controlled software exit, and you basically have two main options here. Sleep mode saves your current session straight into the RAM. It uses very low power and wakes up almost instantly, which is perfect for taking a short ergonomic screen break. Shutdown, however, formally closes all your programs, clears the RAM entirely, and completely cuts the power. You use this when you are totally finished working for the day.
Okay, so what is the exact safe sequence to actually shut down? First, always manually save your open files. You don't want to lose your hard work. Then, click the Start button, select the power icon, and choose Shut Down. Finally, and honestly, this is key. Just wait. The system literally needs a moment to safely write its cache data to your drive and cleanly terminate background services before it automatically powers down. Just give it a few seconds to do its thing.
And our final stop, Section 6, Troubleshooting Power Issues when things go dark.
We are now pivoting to the single most panic-inducing scenario for any computer user. Why won't my computer turn on? You push the button and nothing. It's a terrifying question for sure, but look, modern PCs are built logically. Rather than panicking, let's just act as our own IT diagnostic technicians. We just need to follow the power.
To do this, we start from the absolute outside and move methodically to the inside. Step 1. Test the wall outlet with something like a lamp just to make sure the room actually has power and ensure your surge protector is actually switched on. Step 2. Check that thick PC power cable. Make sure it's firmly plugged in and verify the little switch on the back of the power supply is actually flipped to the I position for on. Step 3. If you're comfortable with it, open the case and look for any disconnected internal wires. Finally, if the computer powers on but it won't start Windows properly, you need to listen for beep codes.
So the crucial point is, what exactly are beep codes? They're part of the post or power on self-test. The amazing thing here is that your computer actively tells you what is wrong. Before it even tries loading Windows, the motherboard checks all the internal hardware. If something is failing, say you have a loose stick of RAM, the motherboard emits a very specific pattern of beeps, or sometimes shows a visual code. You literally just look that code up in your manual and it points you exactly to the failing component. It takes all the guesswork right out of it.
Take a second and think about how much ground we've covered today. You now understand the entire desktop ecosystem. You know exactly how to set up your hardware for ultimate safety and ergonomics, you've demystified those complicated connection ports, and you've taken control of the digital workspace for maximum efficiency. You even know how to trace power loss like a pro. You've got the whole shebang down.
I want to leave you with this thought as we wrap up today's explainer. As technology rapidly evolves, how will you adapt and customize your digital workspace to unlock the next level of your own productivity? Your desktop isn't just a static box sitting there. It is a highly customizable tool. Whether it's learning new shortcuts, upgrading to a better ergonomic monitor setup, or mastering your file organization, you now have the solid foundation to make this technology work perfectly for you. So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep mastering your digital world. See you next time.